Hello, hello, and the topic today is the war in Iran and whether we think this is a good thing or not a good thing. And of course, it's too early to tell, but the question is the potential good or not? In my mind, there are lots of people who have the potential to benefit from a good outcome for this. Now, the Iran was going in a particular direction. We've expanded that direction. It can still stay in the same path of the Ayatollahs, but it can also have a broader approach. I think the average is gotten better, but who in the world could benefit the most from this? And in my mind, the people who would benefit the most from this are the Iranian people. I don't know exactly what is the percentage of the Iranians who are against their government, but it feels to me that it's in the 80s. Very, very high percentage. I see lots of numbers, but if I try to figure out what it is, I think it's a very high number. We'll see in a few years or maybe in a year what it really is. And it strikes me that we have a certain moral obligation when we see two countries fighting, Russia and Ukraine. And we think that the country that is oppressing the other country is bad, and we feel obligated to help the country that is being attacked. And I think that's great. Our hearts go to them and we want to save them. For some reason, which I don't exactly understand why, I think that the same moral obligation doesn't happen when people are fighting within their regime. So imagine that we didn't think about Iran as one country, but we thought of it as two countries. The Ayatollah and the military versus the people. And there were two countries. One is clearly oppressing the other. But when we think about it within one country, somehow our moral indignation is not as high. So it's okay, it's within a country. No, I don't think it's within a country. I think we should apply the same principle of across country to the situation of Iran, where their regime is so much violating the human rights of the individuals. So that's one. I think that would be the first people to benefit from it. The second, and this took me a while to realize, are the rest of the Arab countries. So people who are looking at the Middle East from the US, for example, Europe from far away, view all the Middle East as the same, all Muslims as the same. You remember the New Yorker cartoon that is like Fifth Avenue and the Hudson River and Europe and kind of, everything like has lots of details very close by, and then it all just one thing. I think that people who are looking at the Middle East from far away don't understand the conflict between Shiites and Sunnis. I can tell you that whenever I was in talks in the Arab world, this conflict was even stronger and more painful than the question of Arab countries versus Israel. So I think the Muslim Arab world needs some peace from the Sunni Shiite conflict, and hopefully with the new ruler in Iran, maybe in the same that we had in the Shah many years ago, that would become to be a main conflict in the Middle East. So Iran, the Muslim countries in the Middle East, the Arab Muslim countries. Then I think there's Israel, of course. Israel is under a threat, getting this threat to subside or to be non-threat, unbelievable benefit. And then there's the rest of the world. And I have to say that I'm finding some of the leaders of the world to be very, very strange. For example, the Prime Minister of England made a speech in which he, on one hand, condemned the attack on Iran. On the other hand, he said that this last year, there were more than 20 terrorist attacks that were planned and by Iran. Like, Iran has a lot of terrorist groups. They are responsible for a lot of terror. They are responsible for most of the terror in the world. How can we say that attacking them is not going to be beneficial for the world? Now, if I had my druthers, would I have done it in a different way, get more approval, all kinds of things? Absolutely yes. But if I think whether this is going to create huge potential for the world? The answer is absolutely yes. I think we were going in a very bad direction, and now the range opened dramatically. Now, where would we end? On that range will require lots of thoughts. Ending this war would be one step, but then there'll be lots of other things about how does the world move forward? How does Iran move forward? How the Middle East moves forward? How US, Europe, Middle East relationship move forward? Lots of attention to the details. I think it was Churchill what said, don't let a crisis, don't let a good crisis go to waste. I think we have a man-made crisis here with lots of opportunities to where it will go. And I hope that we'll be smart enough to use it the right way and get huge advantages. I think there's a potential is there. I can see it, but it will require a lot of work to get to this potential. So, with lots of sadness about the war, but lots of hope that 3 years from now we'll look at this and we say this was the moment that changed the trajectory of the Middle East and to some extent the world. Let's hope. Bye for now.